Welcome to lesson number 5. Complete the sentence questions. In the previous lesson, we learned the strategy for answering open questions. And in this lesson, we're going to focus on complete the sentence questions, which are the most difficult ones. Do you remember the tip I gave you in the free video? It's also about this type of question. So, what you have to pay attention to when you get a complete the sentence question. First, read the question. Make sure you fully understand what it is that you're requested to provide there. Is it a generalization or a specific? Second, pay attention to the line numbers and go to the text in those exact lines. Do not trust your memory. Remember that if you bring an answer from a different line, it will not be accepted. Highlight the relevant sentences in the text in the color matching the question. Third, go back to the question and read the stem carefully. The stem of the question are those few words at the beginning which you are given. The difficulty of this type of question lies in the fact that you have to do two things at once. 1. You have to answer the question correctly, as in the open questions. And 2. You have to match your answer to the stem, making sure you create one coherent and grammatically correct sentence. Do you remember the article What Not to Eat? Let's look at two complete the sentence questions from this exam. Question number 3. What conclusion were the Harvard scientists expected to reach? Lines 7 to 15. Complete the sentence. Sugar is less likely to... I'll read the relevant lines. One example of such activity was uncovered last year in the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, which published an alarming report on the involvement of the American sugar industry in scientific research in the 1960s. דוגמה לפעילות כזאת התגלתה בשנה שעברה בירחון של הארגון הרפואי האמריקאי שפרסם דוח מאוד מטריד על המעורבות של תעשיית הסוכר האמריקאית במחקרים רפואיים בשנות ה-60. At that time, researchers were debating which types of food, those high in sugar or those high in fat, might increase the risk of heart disease. באותן שנים החוקרים דנו בשאלה מה מגביר את הסיכון למחלת הלב, סוכר או שומן. But then, in 1965, a representative of the industry named John Hickson paid 3 Harvard scientists to write a review of studies done on the subject. Hickson himself decided which studies would be reviewed and made it clear what the conclusions that he expected. In 1965, נציג תעשיית הסוכר, ג'ון היקסון, שילם ל3 מדענים מאוניברסיטת הווארד כדי שיכתבו סקר של כל המחקרים שנעשו בנושא. הוא בעצמו החליט אילו מחקרים לסקור והבהיר להם לאילו מסקנות הוא מצפה מהם להגיע. Not surprisingly, the team found the evidence linking heart disease to fat much stronger than the evidence linking it to sugar. לא מפתיע שהצוות מצא שההוכחות שמקשרות בין מחלות לב לשומן הן חזקות הרבה יותר מאשר אלה שמקשרות אותן לסוכר. So, now we go back to the question. What conclusion were the Harvard scientists expected to reach? Line 7 to 15, complete the sentence. Sugar is less likely to.
What does less likely to mean?
I'm so glad you asked. This phrase and its opposite one, more likely to, are very important phrases. They are often used in questions and you should know what they mean. Less likely to, פחות סביר ש, לא נראה לי ש. More likely to, יותר נוטה ל, יותר סביר ש. So back to the question. You should ask yourself, what did the Harvard team find about the sugar? What does it do less? I'll give you 30 seconds to think about it.
They found a weaker link between sugar and disease than between fat and disease.
Wonderful! Now that we have the right answer, let's try to put it together with a stem. Sugar is less likely to do what?
To cause disease?
You have to be accurate. What kind of disease are they talking about in this sentence?
Heart disease.
Exactly. So the correct answer would be sugar is less likely to cause heart disease, or sugar is less likely to increase the risk of a heart disease. A common mistake of students in this type of question is that once they figure out the answer, they write it down without looking at the stem again. If they start a new sentence and don't relate to the stem at all, they still get half of the points allotted to this question, but only half. However, if they miss the connection with the stem and the outcome is a strange sentence like, sugar is less likely to have a heart disease, you can understand why they don't get any points for this answer. I've never heard of sugar getting a heart attack. Look at another complete the sentence question from the same article. Number 6. Complete the sentence. In the phrase, the role of sugar, line 28, the writer is referring to the role of sugar in... I'll read the relevant lines. The manufacturer's efforts have been remarkably successful, and much of the Western world continues to consume foods high in sugar. מאמצי היצרנים הוכתרו בהצלחה, ורוב העולם המערבי ממשיך לצרוך מאכלים עשירים בסוכר. Meanwhile, people have greatly restricted their consumption of fat, as it has come to be viewed as the leading dietary cause of major diseases. באותו הזמן, אנשים הגבילו את צריכת השומן שלהם, מפני שראו אותו כסיבה התזונתית העיקרית למחלות קשות. And yet, despite the popularity of low-fat diets, disease rates are still rising dramatically. למרות הפופולריות של תזונה דלת שומן, שיעורי המחלות עדיין עולים באופן דרמטי. Consequently, increasing numbers of scientists are asking themselves whether the role of sugar has been wrongly overlooked. כתוצאה מכך, יותר ויותר מדענים שואלים את עצמם באם התעלמו בשוגג מהתפקיד שהסוכר ממלא במחלות קשות. So, back to the question. Question number 6. Complete the sentence. In the phrase, the role of sugar, line 28, the writer is referring to the role of sugar in what? So, first, generalization or specific? Take 10 seconds to think.
I think it's asking for a specific detail because it's the role of sugar in something.
Good. Can it be something general like our diet? Our health? What is the main point in this paragraph? Is it the low-fat diets?
No.
Where is the topic sentence? Take 15 seconds to find it. So, where is the topic sentence?
At the end of the paragraph, the point is that people continue to be sick in spite of the fact that they eat less fat. So, the scientists are beginning to doubt the theory that fat is what causing diseases.
Right. So it's the role of sugar in what?
In causing heart disease.
Any disease or just heart disease?
It doesn't say heart disease, it says major diseases.
Exactly. Careless students who remember the link between sugar and heart disease from the third question may think it fits here as well. But if they write heart disease here, they will actually lose points. It's good to remember that the Bagrut exams are written by very experienced people, so it's unlikely they'll ask you two questions about the same point. In order to see another example, let's return to the article, "Is it time to reconsider our ideas about waste disposal?" I'm reading the relevant lines. Information published in the past few years on environmental and economic costs of recycling is casting doubt on its value. המידע שפורסם בשנים האחרונות על עלויות כלכליות וסביבתיות של מחזור מטיל ספק בערכו. Why does the writer provide information about the transport involved in the recycling process? Lines 9 to 16. To explain why the process can be. Very often, the process of recycling involves a vast global network. לעתים קרובות תהליך המחזור מערב רשת עולמית גדולה. For example, a plastic bottle thrown into a recycling bin may get sold and transported to a factory on the other side of the world, where it is melted down. כך למשל, בקבוק פלסטיק שנזרק לפח האשפה עלול להימכר ולהיות משונה לקצה השני של העולם, היכן שיתיחו אותו. The plastic may be sent to other countries and used for manufacturing new products, shopping bags, clothing, or even more bottles. הפלסטיק נשלח לארצות אחרות שבהן הוא משמש לייצור מוצרים חדשים, כמו שקיות קניות, בגדים ואפילו עוד בקבוקים. According to a study conducted by economist and environmentalist Professor Thomas Kinman, this extensive shipping burns so much fuel that recycling certain materials, especially plastic, is more expensive and more polluting than burying them in landfills. מחקר שנערך על ידי הכלכלן והמדען הסביבתי פרופסור תומאס קינמן מגלה כי השינוע הנרחב שורף כל כך הרבה דלק שמחזור חומרים מסוימים בייחוד פלסטיק יוצא יקר יותר ומזהם יותר מאשר קבירתם במטמנות. So let's go back to the question now. Why does the writer provide information about the transport involved in the recycling process? Lines 9 to 16. Complete the sentence to explain why the process can be. So, first, generalization or specific? Take 10 seconds to decide.
Generalization. The details of transporting the materials relate to it.
Excellent! Now, what are we told about the process of recycling?
That it burns up so much fuel and it's so expensive that it's not worth the effort.
Good. How will you phrase your answer with a stem? Take a minute to think about it.
To explain why the process can be more damaging to the environment by using so much fuel in the transportation of the materials.
How does it sound to you?
I'm not sure. Is it too long?
Yes, that's one hint to the problem, but what is the main problem with your answer? Look at it again. To explain why. Does it ring any bell? Any alarm bell? I'll give you 10 seconds to remember the tip from the free video that you watched earlier, and that's why you bought the course.
Oh, I see. I added a reason to a reason.
Exactly. The stem already has a why, and then you added a reason with the second half of the sentence, starting from the word by. So how will you fix it?
More damaging to the environment than burying the materials in landfills.
That's a good answer. But do you remember what I told you about trying to focus, keeping it short and sweet? Can you try to answer in one word?
One word? Is that an option? Won't the examiner take off points if I write a one-word answer?
Actually, no. I'll give you 15 seconds to come up with just one word that can be the answer to this question. Okay, Tai, show me what you came up with.
Wasteful.
Good, that's one of the possible answers. Actually, it can be any of these options. Expensive, polluting, harmful, dangerous, problematic, wasteful. Any one of these one-word answers is a good answer. There is another question on the same paragraph. Let's look at it. It's question number 3. Complete the sentence. The shopping bags mentioned in line 13 are an example of... So first you have to...
I know. Generalization or specific?
Yes. Take 10 seconds to think about it.
I think I need to look for a generalization here because of the phrase an example of.
Very good. So, read the line with the shopping bags. What does the example relate to? Take 20 seconds to think.
It relates to the process of recycling. How old stuff is turned into something new.
Great. So, what is your answer? Take a minute now to phrase your answer and make sure it complements the stem.
I will try the one-word answer. Recycling. The shopping bags are an example of recycling.
It's almost perfect, but only almost. The problem is that it's too general now. What are shopping bags? A process or a product?
They are products.
Not just any products. There are new products which were made by the process of recycling from old plastic. Now add this information to your answer.
Okay. The shopping bags mentioned in line 13 are an example of new products made from recycled plastic.
Fantastic! At last, that's a great answer. Complete the sentence questions are not only the most difficult ones, they also make up most of the questions in Module G. So this lesson is going to be divided into two parts. We will learn more about the complete the sentence questions in the second part of the lesson. See you soon!